This Chapter 5 West, the Jaguar and the Three Lost Powers. Power number 1 Seeing. West begins with the traveler returning to the fire and a strange awareness that something is still unfinished. East has restored direction, and South has brought attention back to the vehicle, but there are still patterns that do not easily yield to insight. This is familiar territory for intelligent people. They may understand their behavior, name their stress responses, recognize their tendencies, and still find themselves repeating the same old movements when pressure returns. It's okay. It's normal. It's just the way we're wired. But that is why West is not entered casually. The descent into the caves do not begin because something is wrong with the traveler. It begins because something hidden is ready to be seen. Many patterns do not survive because they're powerful. They survive because they're invisible. As the fire settles into its embers, the traveler hears a branch snap again, beyond the circle of light. It's almost silent, but unmistakable. The sentinel notices, yet does not panic. The herd remains gathered by the fire, steady and present. The sound is different from the first sound in the forest. It doesn't feel like danger. It feels like an invitation. At the edge of the darkness, something moves. The traveler watches as an unusually large jaguar steps into view. Black gold beneath the moonlight, calm enough to be trusted and wild enough to be respected. She does not explain herself. She does not offer comfort or advice. She simply turns toward the forest and waits until the traveler understands that they are meant to follow. The path leads away from the warmth of the fire and into the mountain. A cave opens beneath the roots and stone, and as the jaguar enters, small lights begin flickering along the ancient walls. One by one, the caverns reveal themselves. They're not crude or empty. They're intricate, well-developed, almost architectural, as though some hidden part of the traveler has been building this place for years. The jaguar moves slowly so the traveler can look around. The walls are covered with old agreements, old stories, and old assumptions that have quietly shaped their life from beneath awareness. Some are carved deeply into the stone. Others appear like faded script, almost forgotten, but still active. The traveler begins to read them and feels the body respond before the mind has time to organize the meaning. One says, "I must stay strong." Another says, "Rest must be earned." Another says, "I'm responsible for everyone." Farther down the wall, other agreements appear. My value comes from being useful. If I disappoint people, I will lose belonging. If I do not hold everything together, it will all fall apart. The jaguar does not judge these agreements. She only stands beside them, allowing the traveler to see what has been written there. This is the first power of the jaguar, seeing. Not analyzing, not spiraling, not reliving the past forever, but seeing clearly. Many of these agreements once served a purpose. They may have created safety, belonging, approval, control, or survival during a season when the traveler needed them. The issue is not that they existed. The issue is that some of them were never updated. A belief that once protected a child can become a cage for an adult. A strategy that once created belonging can become a lifetime of overfunctioning. A rule that once helped someone survive can quietly drain the very life away from them in a different chapter. This is why exhaustion is often hidden architecture and beliefs. The pattern is not random. Something has been organizing it. The jaguar asks the traveler to choose one agreement from the wall. Not the most dramatic one, and not the one that sounds the most impressive, but the one that still feels alive. The one that still shapes decisions, boundaries, relationships, work, rest, leadership, or even self-worth and self-image. The traveler does not need to fix it yet. They only need to name it. This is where our exercise begins. Choose one old agreement you can recognize in your own life. Write it plainly without making it prettier or more spiritual than it is. Then ask where it shows up, what it once helped you to survive, and why it may now be costing you. The goal is not judgment, the goal is visibility. Once the agreement is named, the cave changes. The lights along the wall grow brighter, and another passage opens beyond the initial chamber. The Jaguar begins walking again, deeper into the mountain. The traveler follows, carrying the old contract in awareness now, no longer as a vague heaviness, but as something visible. Ahead, the cave widens into a chamber filled with strange glowing spheres. The Jaguar pauses at the entrance, and the traveler begins to understand that this one agreement is not isolated. It's connected to far more than they ever imagined.